Well, I'm standing here in front of the Colosseum in Rome to bring you some disheartening news about the current state of play in the dating marketplace, in the gladiatorial battle that is current romantic interactions between men and women. There are armed CHAD-IATORS who are battling furiously to take your women away from you. That's right, the Chads are winning in the dating marketplace, or apparently that's the case if certain black pill content is to be believed. So the narrative, right, is that today in 2022, going into 2023, unless you are 6'7", unless you're incredibly good looking, unless you're chiseled and ripped to within an inch of your life, and unless you are a multi-millionaire, you are not going to get any traction in dating at all. Is this true? Is that the reality of what's happening on the ground? And, you know, if it is, what do we think about it? What are we going to do about it? Well, cheers. As with everything in life, of course, the situation is somewhat nuanced, all right? Yes, looks matter. Yes, looks help. Of course they do. I mean, look, it's such a no-brainer. I mean, the whole thing is so stupid that it's hardly worth talking about, really. Because, I mean, we all know that people, human beings, like other attractive human beings. You can't reach adulthood as a sentient member of this species without realizing that on some level, surely. So all of the content that tells you that ad infinitum over and over again seems to me to be surplus to requirements, because it's something very basic that we already know. Yes, women like attractive men. Yes, men like attractive women. It's kind of like, is that even a talking point, really? So yes, obviously looks matter a great deal, and there is this argument because of social media, because of some, particularly Instagram, okay? Particularly Instagram is the main offender here, right? Because we've all of us got these wonderful Instagram accounts where we spend time taking hundreds of photographs. I mean, not me, obviously, but many people spend a lot of time curating their lifestyle to make themselves look as attractive and glamorous as possible. And I mean, of course, women do this, men do this. And of course, what it really comes down to is taking hundreds and hundreds of pictures to get that right shot, you know, that perfectly oiled torso shot. Okay, so we see these elite, you know, top 10%, 5%, whatever, guys and women on social media, and we are then led to believe that this is skewing the dating marketplace because the competition is so much higher, right? I mean, now all the girl has to do is open up Instagram, have a look, and she will see these top tier guys, and you are automatically being compared to them. And worse, she will also be being DM'd sometimes by these guys, and often many times. You know, if she's an attractive woman, then the likelihood is her inbox, her DM inbox, is going to be stuffed full of DMs from guys of varying levels of attractiveness, but you know, there'll be some top tier dudes in there for sure. And how are you going to compete Mr. Average, Mr. Normal, you know, the regular guy? And guys are very upset about this. Guys get very, very peed off about this online. You know, if you read comment sections, if you look at forums, if you look at things like Twitter, you'll see a lot of guys getting very, very unhappy about this. Should they be? Well, I think the first thing to say is that, as with everything online, you've got to take it with a bit of a pinch of salt. Okay? I mean, yes, of course, there is competition in the sexual marketplace, but people talk about this as if it's a new thing. You know, as if in 1995 it was all great and all you had to do was show up and be a nice guy and you'd get the, you know, the beautiful Victoria's Secret model. I mean, it's just nonsense, absolute nonsense. I mean, how do I know? I was alive. I was dating it then, okay? I was dating in the 90s. I was dating before social media. I was dating before Instagram and all of this stuff. Was it easy? No, it wasn't. You know, there was still competition, right? You know, I mean, this is life. Life is a Darwinian struggle. Life is a battle a gladiatorial battle for survival, okay? And ultimately, the best are going to thrive. I mean, that's always been the case. And it always will be the case unless we radically change as a species, which is unlikely. So I mean, it's always been difficult. Now, has it been made somewhat more difficult by social media and the ability for people to connect who maybe wouldn't have connected before? In other words, you know, she's living in Rome, he's living in Switzerland, he DMs her, he buys her a plane ticket, she comes up. Yeah, I mean, that has altered the market for sure. Things are more difficult than they were before. But you know, what are you going to do, really? What are you going to do? Are you just going to lay down and die? Are you just going to lay down and let the lions gore you? Or are you going to think, well, no, I'm going to come at this fighting because I might as well, because this is the only time on this planet that I've got, and I want to have the best life I possibly can. And that was always the angle that I came at it from, you know. And I'm not exceptional in any of those areas, really. You know, I'm not particularly tall. I'm not, you know, of model good looks. I'm not ripped. You know, all of this kind of stuff. But you can definitely punch above your weight, and also you can definitely improve on all of those areas as well, of course. That's the other thing. Just because you are a certain level, you know, you're going to be born with certain attributes, right? You are, and a lot of this stuff is very subjective as well, but you are subjectively at a certain level, okay? It doesn't mean that can't be changed. It doesn't mean that can't be altered. It doesn't mean that you can't work on yourself. You can go to the gym 6 or 7 days a week if you want to, right? You know, you can do cardio, you can do resistance training. There's all of these different things you can do to improve your fitness. You can improve your fashion, you can improve your grooming. There are so many things as a guy that you can absolutely do to put yourself up the pecking order. And what you can absolutely alter is your mindset, the way you see yourself and the way that you see other people in the dating marketplace. And there's a couple of very, very simple things that I learned, which I suppose may once upon a time have been called game. I prefer just to talk about social skills, really, because like I prefer not to be weird like that. But there are a few very simple things you can learn about intergender dynamics and how you present yourself that will massively, massively, massively help you, even in this marketplace. I mean, when I first started to date, I was coming at it from a very low baseline, both in terms of what I was offering as a product, because you are the product, okay? There's the market, you're the product. You have to advertise yourself, market yourself into that market, all right? You know, what I was offering as a product was pretty bad, and my marketing sucks as well, okay? I then, through a series of events, learned how to market myself a bit better. I learned how to be more exciting and enticing as a prospect in the dating marketplace, and guess what? My dating results went up massively, all right? You know, within a couple of weeks. And it wasn't because I got more ripped. It wasn't because I was better looking. It wasn't because I suddenly had a big car. It was none of those things. It was just the way that I put myself across. So there are some very simple things as a man that you can learn and you can implement very fast while you're sorting out the other stuff, while, you know, you're working down at the gym to improve your body shape and your fitness, while you're improving your fashion, while you're improving your grooming, while you're looking at all these different things that you can potentially do to increase your market value. So it is harder now in terms of the dating market, but we're also lucky in another way because we've got so much information at our hands. There's this wealth of information about fitness, about fashion. You know, there's the ability to travel relatively easily. We can make money. So many different things that we can do now that are much, much, much easier than they were, you know, 10, 15, 20 years ago. So, as always, my message is that, you know, we're here. You know, you're not dead yet. And why not make a shot of it, right? Why not give it a go to achieve the best possible outcomes you can in dating, in life, in business, whatever. I mean, you know, time's going to pass anyway, okay? Time's going to pass anyway, right? Regardless of what you do. You can sit in your bedroom and you can be a hater and you can moan and all of that if you want, and that's fine. If that's, you know, what floats your boat, then do that. But equally, you can think, all right, I'm just grasp the very few, you know, the sands of time are flowing through my fingers. I'm going to grasp it now. I'm going to grasp life by the balls and really try and make a go of this and see if I can improve my prospects. And you can. You know, I'm not saying that if you are, you know, incredibly disadvantaged in terms of aesthetics and in terms of your social status and I don't know, whatever else, that you're just going to click your fingers and then overnight you're going to be living a rock star lifestyle. Nobody is saying that, or certainly nobody should be saying that if they are responsible and have some iota of intelligence. But you can definitely improve your purview in dating and in other areas. You definitely can. Everybody can level up. Everybody can step up to some extent, all right? You know, it may be that you're not going to hit those stellar high heights. Well, sorry to break it to you, but life is hard. And that's just the way that it goes. But you can certainly do better than you were yesterday, and then tomorrow you can do better than you are today, okay? So I'll leave you with that. There is a gladiatorial battle. The CHAD-IATORS are out there. The Chads, the Tyrones are out there, and they are taking the spoils of victory. Should you give up? Absolutely not. Become a CHAD-IATOR yourself, or work towards becoming a CHAD-IATOR yourself, and you will prosper. If you would like to discuss your dating life with me, if you would like to get on a free call with me to talk about how things are going and how you'd like to see things in the future, and you know, if maybe I can help or not, then you can jump on a call. You'll see a link below to my calendar. You can book some time and we can have a chat. It'd be great to talk to you. And yeah, that's about it really. Signing out from Rome. See you again very soon. Bye-bye.